Good evening, it's TradeSight. I wanted to give you a quick update on a trade call that we had today with our service. This is the IDCC. It's a chart of a stock that was our top long idea on our report for subscribers going out into Thursday, September 27th. And you can take a look at this little chart that we had, a little sideways basing action, consolidation towards the upside over the last 2 months or 3 months. You can see the volume picked up on the prior day, which was Wednesday. So we had this listed as a buy over the price of $36.11 for our subscribers. Now let's take a quick look at what happened in the market during this session. This is a quick snapshot of the ES. This is the S&P E-mini futures. This is what happened during the day on Thursday. So you can see we started out very flat, little gap up in the morning, flat action, and then about 2 hours in, shot up. Started to break out with a little volume push there, a little heavier volume than even at the open, and we held that all day. So market direction, even though we didn't keep pressing new highs in the afternoon, market direction remained long side biased throughout the session, especially after the first 2 hours of play. Now what we want to do from here is take a look at the actual chart intraday of our IDCC and see how it behaved. Alright, so what we have here is we're about, at this point in time, we're about we'll call it 90 minutes into the stock market, and you can see our IDCC opened fairly flat. Remember, our trigger is 36.11 on this play. I'm going to start the bars moving forward. So this is what we saw in real time during the trading day as the IDCC got a little pullback to 35.50. Remember, at this point, this is past the 2 hour mark in the market that we had seen that spike up. So market direction was solidly green. And after that, we get a nice clean trigger here as we start to push up, and we clear that 36 price point, and then 36.11 is our actual trigger where we're going to buy the stock going long, and there's the trigger right there, and you can see the initial push. Now what's interesting is that on this move, and let me pause it here, we did get a little sell signal. That's what we call a 13 Comer signal intraday. But the power of that daily chart breakout with market direction pushing up is just so strong. Let's watch what happens. So the initial trigger is 36.11, which is right here where my arrow is. We get that initial push to the upside. It's enough for us to sell a piece of the trade and move a stop under the entry level. And then let's watch how the stock behaves now that we've got this 13 sell signal in place. And you'll see that it completely ignores the sell signal because of the strength of the market and the strength of the daily chart pattern. That's just such a big deal when you've got such a nice base formation on the daily chart. Now here we are, we see the stock plugging along here very nicely, okay? And as we continue forward, let me jump ahead, we actually got right here an additional 13 sell signal from our Comer tool. I can't remember a time where we've seen two sell signals so close together. The math to make that happen is pretty precise because of the way the setups work on the Comer. So we get another sell signal. How strong is this stock? What's it going to do now that we've got a new sell signal and a risk level? That's that pink line you see forming out. So it blasts right through it almost immediately. You see that? That's how strong this stock was today because of the daily chart pattern. So again, there are times where even where we have tools like our Comer and Seeker that often are used for entry points and reversal points in the market, sometimes the reality is that the general market itself and the pattern of the daily chart pattern of the stock trumps even a sell signal intraday from a tool as powerful as the Seeker or the Comer. And this is a good example of that. And this is also an example of why when you have those sell signals, I certainly think you should be aware of them, but that doesn't mean you have to, in this case, close out your trade. You can move a stop up knowing that that sell signal's in place. But as you can see from this example here, there was barely any pause on this stock all the way up. It was a runner straight into the close.